Anyway, let's just get react to what I said I'm going to react to. That's going to be the last thing I react to today in regards to everything else. I know, don't worry, K-pop is coming another day. I will react to that. You know what I mean? So, anyway, so we are. So let's just get into this video real quick. Why Drake and OVO, why Drake and OVO are getting cancelled for lying in a new lawsuit. I want to know what lawsuit they're talking about. Oh, it says TDE. So are they trying to say it's? Let's get into this straight away. Let's go.
The new Kenko Millicano Cadbury Mocha. Chocolatey coffee in an instant.
Now, despite us being right on the brink of entering a chapter in hip-hop where because of the places rap music is now being represented, things have the chance to never be better, there is
Let's go.
still something terrible going on within hip-hop, and at that from one of its own artists, who now, because of the way things have unfolded and because of who is leading the charge forward in this new era, this person and everyone around him have gotten so bitter that they are now ruining things for everybody else. And now, of course, who I am referring to is none other than Drake, OVO, and all the clowns who are affiliated with them. Because what has happened to
You ain't gonna call them all clowns though. Nah. That's rude. That's rude. And it was called for, but I get it. You know what I mean? Let's go.
Right before Kendrick Lamar is about to gear up and play at the Super Bowl, it's really just some of the shadiest stuff going on in the entire music industry, and if these practices keep being utilized by not just Drake but other people as well, ultimately hip-hop's name is never going to look worse to larger audiences, and its biggest stars are never going to get the recognition that has taken over 50 years to finally get. But now, before we go any further into this and unravel just how bad the path Drake is trying to take us on is, not just for hip-hop but for actual people in general, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And so now, with what is going on, the situation that I am referring to is a report that hip-hop media outlets released the weekend of the Grammys and right before the Super Bowl, which is saying that label heads of Dawg Entertainment could be in some deep trouble as they are now being sued with some terrible claims against them. But now, before we go any further, this situation is about to get even weirder than you could ever imagine, because just a few days after these claims were released to major news outlets, now the suit itself has officially been removed from the firm who has been said to have filed it in the first place, and making this all the more questionable, the employees who were accusing the heads of TDE for everything.
You see, and we reacted to that at the top of top. Like I reacted to this situation at the beginning of this live stream, and I do find it very interesting how he's more like, is he trying to say it's because of Drake? I don't know. This is what I was trying to say before when I reacted to when the news first broke. I brought to myself, hang on, we can't just say it's because of Drake. We can't do that. We shouldn't do that, because we got to allow victims in general to have their say and have their, find a way to get peace and justice. That's the way I'm looking at it. I'm not even trying to look at it and be like, oh, this, because the thing about life is sometimes it can be like the timing. It's just so it's the timing. But then it's like, all right, cool. I hear what you're saying. If you want to say Drake's involved, unless you can actually prove that it's Drake that filed or helped file these lawsuits and all that stuff there, fair enough. If you can show me the evidence, show me the evidence. But if the evidence is not there, then we cannot do that. Yeah, because that's just as worse as lying about the whole situation. You know what I mean? Like, if you get what I'm trying to say, lying about the allegations.
They have been exposed to not just have never worked for the label, but it also has been discovered that they work with OVO, as one of them manages an OVO sound artist, which means they are working directly for Drake, and even more directly than that, one has Dennis Graham, who is of course Drake's father, as a client. So already just knowing this about the...
Are you for real? Nah, wait, 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 wait. Wait. Nah, you can't do that. Linda, Luna, OVO. Or what's her name? Linda. Oh, what was the name again? Oh, do you know what? Let's go to that lawsuit again. Double XL. Let's go. Let's go to that lawsuit. Where is it? I'm so hang on. All right, all right. So let's just copy the name. There's no way. There's literally no way. There's no way. Wait, because I'm saying if you can provide me the proof, if you can provide me the proof. Okay. Okay. Let's try. Oh, let's put Linda on Drake. What is Linda Luna? The Drake funded art amusement park. What? Yo. After months-long social media campaign, Luna Forgotten Fantasy is finally open to the public. Okay, Linda, so Luna. So it's called Luna. Okay, that's got nothing to do with Linda Luna. Okay. Okay, that's got nothing to do with Linda Luna. That's who I was thinking of just now. Linda Luna, Dennis Graham. Linda, wait a minute. Meta. Hold on. I'll allow the cookies. So yeah, even someone else put it. Linda Luna is one of the women who accused TDE assaults has ties with Drake's father, Graham. This is crazy work. Nah, wait. This is literal crazy work. This is. I don't know what to say. Like, anyway, let's keep moving.
About the background of these people, to say the very least, something is off. But now beyond the actual suit itself, what's so strange and off-putting about this situation is that this was filed and has been released for months, but seemingly nobody knew about it until rap outlets started all posting about this at the same time right before the Super Bowl, and this is where the problem begins. Because obviously, as this suit is about the people who are running TDE, and that is the label that Kendrick Lamar was on for years, this popping up right around this time is making headlines and is circulating in a way where Kendrick Lamar is now being directly thrown into articles and roped into claims. And of course now a certain side of hip-hop is going crazy and once again trying to frame not just TDE but Kendrick as a whole for being a horrible person. And again, while there is a lot to unravel with all of this, what is clear from the fact that this is making news right now is that someone who had to benefit from this story releasing funded putting these stories out at this very time with the intention to create problems for Kendrick, TDE, the NFL, and the Super Bowl. And I mean, when you look down at the list of people who would have something to benefit from having something like this come out.
Well, here's the thing, here's the thing. I'm looking at it from another aspect of. I'm looking at it from another aspect here, where if you think about, even if he's trying to stop Kendrick's flow, in regards to, I don't know how to explain it. If you're trying to stop his flow from his rise, I and obviously with the NFL situation, I don't know. Like, is it possible? It's not possible because you've got to deal with NFL anyway, and you've been the allegations made against you or the things said about you rather. You're still you. They're still got to deal with you, irrespective of the what was said about you. So that just goes to show they don't believe what was said. Otherwise, would they have a deal with you in the first place? No. The same way they backed Jay-Z situation, they said, we're still going to be partners with Jay-Z. You know what I mean? That's what they're saying. Let's keep it moving.
Out. And on top of that, also match this up with somebody who already has a history of weaponizing the law in a way to smear his opponents. This obviously all aligns up with the behavior of Drake and OVO. We don't have to pretend that it doesn't. And this is now especially true because the people who are involved in this suit are directly tied to them. And to be quite honest, it seems like when we look back at the freestyle Drake released at the beginning of January, some of those lines about ruining people's public image was foreshadowing to this very moment. And so the biggest problem with this is that beyond music and rap beat for that matter, we are now at the point in which these claims, which are very serious, are now no longer being looked at and leveraged the way they are because there is care for the actual issue and finding justice for the people who were actually negatively affected by this. But now people are just whistleblowing these stories to make others, and in this case Kendrick Lamar, look like a worse person than he otherwise would. And it's pretty clear to see where the problem with all of this is. Because again, at the bottom line, we are...
Okay, so those who are saying that, those who are saying LeBron James is one of the greatest. Anyway, sorry, I had to say that. I just see him do his thing. But anyway, like those who are saying that Drake is behind this, they feel like Drake is behind this. It smells like Drake is behind this. You were right, all right. You were right. Even I was thinking at first, I was thinking this got Drake written all over it, but I'm like, I'm not gonna do that anymore. You know what I mean? I said it in my initial reaction. I said, I am not gonna do that. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm gonna take it as face value and just be like, I didn't say that verbatim, but like, I'm just gonna take it as face value. This is the allegation that's been made. A lawsuit's been made. All right, let's see how this plays out, and we're ready to see how it's playing out. Crazy work. Hey, yo, hit the subscribe button. But yo, like, wow. Are you? Wow. Like the fact that they're actually genuinely connected to Drake, or at least one of them connected to Dennis Graham, who happens to be Drake's dad. Crazy.
We are now using serious issues and problems to neglect the people who they are actually affecting, and then just to try and smear a person who has no involvement in all of this just to take away what is going to be the biggest moment of his career. And I mean, for Drake, it's really both horrible and sad that this is the point where we are at, where he and others are reaching this low to get their way, because we are now witnessing the true importance and meanings of the systems we have in place just get manipulated, and instead of actually trying to prove and seek justice with them, everyone is trying to use what could be real people's pain for their own benefit without actually caring about what's really at stake. And we know this is true because when this planned story released, Drake fans and people who are affiliated and connected with OVO were running their mouths, bringing Kendrick into things and trying to pretty much frame this as him being the one who was doing any of this, although he is not even mentioned once. And just for reference and proving how bad this is all getting, this is the same community who, when there is full-on evidence of DJ Academics talking to people that he should never even be around, and of course he did some truly horrible and disgusting things, they just kept quiet and didn't say anything. And of course this is because we are now in this era where, because people are so emotional over music, and specifically why I'm talking about is of course Drake, OVO, and all of his fans, they just do not care about actual problems and finding justice, because if they did, they would have called out Ack, and they wouldn't be supporting Drake, who is paid to shut down these same cases that are out on TDE from ever even reaching this point in the first place. And now this pathetic group of individuals only cares about you.
Hey, yo. Hey, he slightly slid that in there. He said, hey, listen, Drake or Bree, if you're going to accuse anyone of anything, or try to manipulate someone to accuse, you know what I mean? How about let me show you what he did. Where is it? Drake's $350,000 settlement to allege a subject of complaint filed by a woman against attorney. And you know what's so ironic about that? Kendrick Lamar actually talked about that, what Drake did in regards to this, in his song Euphoria. If you paid attention, you would have heard that. If you paid attention, you would have heard that. You know what I mean? So let's keep it moving, because that is the art of the strategic move of being like a battle MC or knowing how to battle. It's like, because this is what Drake tried to do. He tried to not manipulate. He tried to see if he could use that angle as well, to use that angle of, okay, you're gonna say this about me. This. He tried to use that angle, but that backfired. It backfired so much to the point. This is why he's reacting in an emotional way, because he knows he's lost this. And I said this before, yeah. He's lost in such a way that this whole situation, if you think Diddy's case is worse, and Diddy's case is about to get even more worse, we ain't seen nothing yet when it comes to Drake. We ain't seen nothing yet, and we're going to see something. I said, remember, one finger, you're pointing fingers, yeah? You point the finger, 3 are pointing back at you. I've said this over and over and over and over again when it comes to Aubrey Drake Graham. And again, this is a situation where he's pointing a finger. And it just so happens to be the fact that now we are very clear that he is the one that tried to create the smear campaign against TDE and against Kendrick. Obviously, he was trying to create a smear campaign in the battle rap. That's within the fields of battle. Understandable. Even if they are false, it's understandable, because I understand how when it comes to battling, certain things that can be said are false. But if other people believe it, or the way it's said and the way the flow, it is what it is. You just got to take the L if you take that L, but take the W, if you take the W, it is what it is. But I'm just saying, as how he's reacting after the fact, it's like, does he not have anything else better to do? You see what I'm going to say? Does he not have anything? Because you can't cry and say, it's hurting my business. No, it's not. It's not hurting your business, bro. Unless they basically said, we're not going to work with you because we believe this of you, and we've seen evidence, then that's different. But if they've seen evidence, then they've seen evidence. But that's on you, because you're the one who made those actual situations to be that way. You know what I mean? Or just be a decent human being. Don't be a deviant. You know what I mean? So I really want to take back my comment when I said top deviant entertainment, or what's it? Top deviant emerges. But then I want to take it back. Hang on. So yeah, keep moving.
TDE from ever even reaching this point in the first place. And now this pathetic group of individuals only cares about using others' worst experiences to build some sort of a narrative that fits their own convenient goals. And now when we talk about Drake and this whole corner of people who just support him not being hip-hop whatsoever, this is exactly what is meant, as because of the simple fact that these people just don't respect the craft and competition of music, and because of their fundamental misunderstanding of something like rap beef, they are now muddying up people's actual lives to try and have some sort of a gotcha moment on Kendrick and his fans. And I mean, to just ultimately decide to go about this campaign the way they did and try and smear Kendrick Lamar's name before hip-hop has the biggest cultural moment it has had arguably ever in terms of just reaching the most people possible, this is just another reason why this is so shameful and detrimental to every single person who has ever cared and worked within the hip-hop space, because with what Kendrick has been doing and what his mission has been all about, he has been trying to amplify this space and to show that it can do things even better and in a more captivating way than other genres artists have ever been able to. And I mean, just as we are starting to see where hip-hop can go within the light it is currently at, Between what Drake is doing with UMG and Not Like Us, which is just making such a mess, to now things like this, which are being used to negatively affect Kendrick's reputation when he has no part in this, but yet it is still trying to create such a negative headline just to take down his Super Bowl performance. Overall, what is going to end up happening if we keep moving this way is that these big names...
We are definitely going to hear a freestyle from Kendrick Lamar in regards to this whole situation with Drake. We're gonna see. We're gonna hear one of the dopest freestyles on. Like we just gonna see something. Like in fact, I don't even know. I don't want to predict it. This is the other thing with Drake. No, this is the other thing with the whole Drake situation. Because I feel like as much as it is, in fact, no. You know what? I'm wrong. Kendrick may not even address the whole situation when it comes to Drake. He may just let him be in his feelings all year round and never address him again. That will hurt it. That will hurt Drake so much more. Do you know what I mean? That will hurt him so much more because it's like I'm trying to get this attention. Yeah, like it will hurt him so much more. But I think as well, like I said, there's bigger things to come. No, I know there's bigger things to come in regards to. Because if he thinks he can try and expose someone, you know what I mean, for deviant situations where that never happened, and you're telling me, listen, let's keep it moving.
Like the NFL and so many other parties are going to see the mess that is being created from hip-hop, all because of the manipulation and narrative push to smear its most successful artists, and eventually they're going to make the decision that it's a lot better to have the same old squeaky, non-problematic pop stars at the surface of what they are doing, as they never get dragged down like their own peers like we are seeing in hip-hop. And I mean, if this happens, from the top of the rap game to everyone aspiring to get in on it on any level, opportunities are just going to get taken away, which then is going to make every single person lose. Even with Drake and in this entire, there has just never been a greater need for nuance and real compassion, because the fact that hip-hop culture and its current leader are being twisted into this story involving people of TDE, all just to make Kendrick look bad and not to actually try and help and give this story and the people who may have been negatively affected by it any sort of assistance, this is just terrible, and there is not a single person winning from this, including Drake, because if this is the type of culture he is trying to turn rap...
Exactly, he's not winning from this. Like, what does he gain from this? Do you see what I'm trying to say? What does he gain from it? Especially him lying. Like, what do you gain from? Like, what does he gain from it? Even answer comes to the what does Drake gain from this? Like, I don't get it.
Rap into. I mean, these same things are not just going to work against him eventually, because look at the guy's history already. But he is also going to limit his own growth as a star. And I mean, in this time where rap is headlining the Super Bowl, the Grammys, and from Kendrick Lamar to even now Playboi Carti, rappers are reaching full-on stadiums, which is something not many others have ever been able to do. And it's really just setting a precedent now on how high the ceiling is for a rapper. Altogether, as a culture, everyone needs to collect themselves and realize what's actually at stake here. And people need to just start separating what is music and competition and what are actual horrible things going on, and that need to be looked at in a way where none of this rap beef stuff even matters. And because Drake and his
team and that's exactly why when I first initially reacted to the whole situation, I said, music aside, I didn't say it verbatim, but I said something along the lines of we have to separate the two of it. You know what I mean? Like, if this is a situation that's happened, you know what I mean? And if he's not in the lawsuit, if Drake's name, if Kendrick's name's not in the lawsuit, any other artist's name not in the lawsuit, and it's just those two names that is in the lawsuit, and I found out there's a third person named in the lawsuit, then that's just them. You know what I mean? You can't just associate them all together. I understand the whole, you know what I mean? But like at the same time, again, Drake is going down a very, very bad path here, and it's only going to get worse for him. The decisions he's making, I don't think he realizes that there's consequences to those actions. And I'm not talking about physical consequences. I'm talking about that. Don't ever get that twisted. I'm just talking about there are consequences to actions in terms of the energy you put out, you're going to get back, especially if you have done deviant things yourself. which we all know from some certain evidence he has. So if he's been doing that, listen, it's only going to come up. Most people, and it's all right. Look, and I know got to say allegedly. Yeah, let me put the word allegedly. Right, it's the same thing with Diddy. There was rumors out there that allegedly that he was doing deviant stuff. Do you know what I mean? And now we now know this information. We only know a minuscule of the information. The documentary is out there now, but we still know a minuscule of the information of what he's been doing out there. Because I believe there's a lot more if he's been doing it since the early 90s. You know what I'm saying? Even maybe since let's just say the late 80s, but when he was in HBCU in Howard University. Anyway, let's keep it moving.
Are conflating these two, and I mean Drake has literally been rapping about stuff like this on his new freestyle. He is once again showing that he is the worst thing to be in all of hip-hop right now, but seemingly with the NFL standing by Kendrick and letting him do whatever he wants at this halftime show. Just like with Jay, them going about it this way is saying a lot and is showing how much they believe in the character and talent that will be at the halftime show. And I mean, at least for most of the hip-hop world, despite all of the trouble this story has been causing in the worst way possible, as everyone does understand how rotten this corner of the industry is that Drake resides in. Nobody is really letting this soil their view of Kendrick Lamar, and if anything, it's only made Drake and his community look worse, because just to take a serious situation like this and use it so tastelessly to not just bring the whole genre you have a career from in the first place down, but then again to also just neglect the actual importance of what's at stake here and using it to push narratives about a rapper you lost to in a beef because you're mad about it. Once again, Drake and everyone around him are showing how they are not like the rest of us, and no matter what happens from here, they will never be able to stop Kendrick Lamar from showing them the truth once and for all, and they will never be able to be welcomed back into this entire space because they just don't have the respect or value that it truly takes to be a part of this thing we call hip-hop. And so now with all this said, let me know, what do you think about this entire situation and the strange way this campaign was set up to smear Kendrick Lamar last minute? I mean, obviously there is so much at stake here, so please let me know your thoughts on this in the comments, and if you made it to this point in the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, it helps me out a ton. And now if you want to see how despite Drake doing all of this to try and take down Kendrick is still about to have what can be the greatest single month in hip-hop history, check out the suggested video.
Shout out to Fantastic Hip Hop. Shout out to Fantastic Hip Hop. We're gonna obviously see the comments and then, like I said, read comments. 240 comments already in the space of 2 hours. Let's go. The nerve of you, Dennis, give birth to a master manipulator. Exactly. So I read something else. The lawyer removed the case after TDA put out a statement. TDA said the ladies never worked there and their phone call and text messages to prove it. This is what I'm saying. I still want them to go to. This is the other thing. I feel like it needs to get to a point where you can't just throw our name in the dirt like this and think you can get away with this. You need to be like, if you want to play that legal game, you want to play that lawsuit game, the legal game. All right, bet. You know what I mean? Bet. You want to throw dirt on, yeah, bet. You know what I mean? I'm not saying. It's hard to say. I don't want to say that. Anyway, let's read. Let's read. To be honest, it didn't even make sense to bring Kendrick's name into it. No accusation were made against him, trying to make him guilty by association. It was lazy reporting, really so transparent. Say, oh, ho. I wrote Blue Defense, she's trending because answered 50 questions. Okay. 50-cent question. Anyway, so oh yeah, I did say as well, I'm not right to another day. 50 Cent said he may cancel BMF. I said it first. You think I was joking? I was not joking. I was seriously being serious, all right? But anyway, I'm gonna put Aubrey Graham truly is not like us, and he keeps proving it, Do you know what I mean? All right, so anyway, shout you all out for watching. I appreciate you all. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Make sure you share. But yeah, man, let me know what your thoughts are on the whole situation as well. But yeah, that is me out and over. But listen, I was meant to be an hour and ended up being nearly 2 hours. That is incredible. You know what I mean? But anyway, like, follow, share for more. Yeah, yeah.